Hello guys and welcome to Elder Scrolls Online Planet. In this video I'm going to give you a guide to first dungeon for Almeri Dominion faction. It is located in Auridon, it's called Banished Cells. So let's get going. This is by the way a random group. Arjuna God and myself are part of this channel. We both work on this channel, while the other guys were found in zone chat, and some of them are under leveled, some of them are Arjuna God was over leveled in this case. Thankfully we did not have problems in this dungeon because of it. So let's get going. I will not talk to you through trash mobs and everything because there's no need for it. I will just give you tips for the bosses. Trash mobs are simple, just stick to basics, let tank tank, protect the healer and you're good. There aren't any problematic pulls in this dungeon. First boss fight. There are two mobs and boss. You can pull these mobs, you can activate them by simply shooting them from afar, and by that you can simply pull them towards you and DPS them and kill them before the boss even notices that something's wrong. Or you can go like we did here, balls out, balls to the wall, let's try to defeat him immediately. With the mobs too, at the same time. This boss has couple of attacks. The most problematic one is interruptible one. If you don't interrupt it, he will do massive damage to it. You already know how it looks like when someone is charging a spell, charging an attack or something. Just press right click plus left click to interrupt him. Always have enough stamina for that. Otherwise you'll suffer ton of damage, ton of single target damage. If you're a thief or any kind of DPS, you can stick behind him and you can safely DPS him from there. He will not damage you with any spells whatsoever, unless you grab the aggro. Then just keep interrupting him if he is charging a spell, and if not, it's all good. I mean, if you see red circles, just avoid them, it's simple as that. Nothing special, don't forget to interrupt and that's it. You'll avoid his massive damage.
An Ultima should not fear the end, Syrian. I will give the lives of all four of us to stop Rilis. I will rend Tamriel apart if he gets to the surface, and it will be our fault.
There is a difference between fearing death and throwing your life away. Haroldar, and as long as I lead the Keepers, you will do neither. If the others live, we'll find them.
What delightful folly is this? The Keepers have enlisted an outsider to face me? Fools have fallen so low! Easier ways to prove your bravery, mortal.
On to second boss. After you defeat 2 waves of enemies, one of those clan fears will spawn. They're not that problematic. The only thing you gotta notice is the shadow that he will spawn. Sometimes in a couple of times during the fight, I think 3 times. You gotta DPS that shadow fast. I mean, really fast, because shadow does incredible amount of damage, but it's really easy to kill it. Also, clan fear will use his charge attack like any other clan fear that you encounter during the game. You can interrupt it. You need to avoid his tail attack. It will be shown in red AoE circle. Just roll out of it. I failed in this video. But fortunately for us, Arjuna God is over leveled for this dungeon and he had no trouble tanking this boss. But that's basically it. Kill shadows. That's the most important thing you can and need to do. Otherwise you'll get wiped immediately. Second thing, interrupt his charge attack. Third thing, avoid the red circles. Always, as always, let the tank have the aggro. If you have the aggro, try to chill out a bit, let the tank regain aggro and then continue. Third boss. Now I'm a bit unsure for the tactic for this boss, because I've dealt with this boss in 2 different ways. First time I DPS the boss, we were all concentrated on the boss and we brought him down very quickly. And then we finished off the ads and that was it. Second time, this was actually my second time, I tried to do the same thing, but I wasn't been able to, so I continued to DPS on the ads. Good thing is that if you die and with all the ads that you've killed, when you get back they won't respawn, so you'll have only boss and those ads that you haven't killed already. So maybe it's actually better to just focus on mobs and ads immediately. I suggest focusing on mages to avoid their AoE damage, if there are any, and yeah, they are not problematic. They're not problematic, they are easy to kill, but there are really many of them. So anyway, you're stuck with two choices. Either DPS boss down fast or stick to the ads like in every normal boss fight in other MMOs. I'm sorry I can't give you better advice, but as I said, I've done it in both ways and both ways worked well. So yeah, who knows really. Try to have fun with it. It's not that problematic at all. Just keep your healer alive.
And Immaril is still unaccounted for. We'll need her to face Release.
Third boss. This boss is a bit tougher than the others. You will have ads that you need to clear, obviously. Do that. Clear them as fast as possible before the boss comes in for you. The problem is that next to this boss there will be lots of skeletons that will spawn and they will explode. So get your ass out of there when you see them coming for you. I suggest sticking to your ranged weapons. It will make your life a lot easier. If you have any skilled, that is. If you don't, just go to melee range. Boss itself doesn't have any super duper strikes that will kill you all, but stay out of the AoE range, stay always out of this hexagon, pentagram or whatever it is on the ground. Don't stray into it. And avoid the skeletons. Don't bother DPSing skeletons. Just let them come near you. They will decide to explode and you just roll away out of the danger. And that's it. Don't waste your time on DPSing skeletons. Stay out of the red circle and that's it. Simple as that. It can be tough a bit to avoid skeletons, but they are really not problematic at all. When you get it going, when you start to figure out how to avoid them. Just stick to one location. When they run up to you, you move away. When you see them doing the red circle thing and wanting to explode and everything.
Perhaps this wouldn't have happened. What do you think, Sirion? Fight fire with fire?
Stay your tongue, Veranil! You insult your lineage by even thinking it. Does the High Kinlord's fate appeal to you so? We go with my plan and divide his essence among us. He can't escape his prison if he's not whole.
After you clear the area of mobs, you will fight last boss in this dungeon. Make your tank aggro him and pull him away from the altar where he is standing. You do it immediate. Don't go near the altar, just let your tank aggro him and get him away from the altar. The reason why we are doing this is because there will be orbs spawning from the altar that will get to him and heal him. By pulling him away from the altar, you are actually making the orbs travel for a longer period of time, and it will give you more chance to kill it before it reaches him. I suggest putting 1 DPS on that assignment to nuke the orbs down quickly I was doing that in this video. It's really not problematic. They have a very low health pool, which you can bring down to 0 in a couple of shots. About the boss, DPS him when he is in normal battle mode. When he starts putting that storm down, just run around, avoid it. Try to stay healthy, try to not get hit, and you'll be okay. Other than that, there isn't really anything special beside the orbs mechanic, which I've explained earlier. And that's it, guys. That's the last boss. Congratulations, you've done the dungeon. You know how to beat this dungeon. And I'm going to see you in one of the next guides for other dungeons that I plan to do in near future.
You think you've beaten me? How are you? Haven't you noticed that the pact I've made protects me?
Ignore his words, keepers. Begin the separation.
I'm not confident this will work, Sirion.
What are you not doing? Oh, I do so love to see magic. Is that what this is? This isn't as grand as the spells I learned